Good morning. Welcome to the Little Fish Stitches podcast. My name is Megan. I am the creative person behind this podcast and the Etsy shop that I run, which is Creations by Guppy on Etsy. I live in Aberdeen, Washington with my family, my son, James, my youngest son, Connor, and my husband, Brian. And I do have a live audience today consisting of my son, Connor. So he may make an appearance at some point, knowing him. So yes, I am a knitter, a sewer, a all-around crafty, creative type person. So that's just a teensy bit about me, although it seems to take up a rather large portion of my life. Yes, so as you can see, I am in a different location than I normally do my podcast. That is, if you are a returning viewer, you would realize this. So if this is your first time, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If this is your second, third, or 26th time, then thanks for coming back and seeing what I've got to say this week. I'm not anticipating this to be a very long episode. It has only been 1 week since my last episode, which has been unusual lately. I've been doing them about every 2 weeks because life is crazy, as we all know. But I do have a little, child directly in front of me. I do have a little teensy bit of administration to talk about. So, yes. If you haven't heard this before, I am going to be doing a giveaway once my YouTube channel reaches 100 subscribers. As of yesterday evening when I last checked, we are at 96 subscribers. So 4 people to subscribe, and then I can do the giveaway, which will probably at this point happen after the new year because, my husband is always off the week between Christmas and New Year. And so that week is usually dedicated to family time. So I won't probably be doing my podcast the week after Christmas. However, my boys are off of school as of last Friday. And today is Tuesday, December 19th. Yeah, we are on Christmas break, at least for the boys. Yeah, so that's about it for admin. Just waiting on those last few subscribers to subscribe. So if you have not yet, please do so. You could then go over to my Ravelry group, and when we have hit the 100 subscriber point, you need to be a member of my Ravelry group and a subscriber on the YouTube channel to be eligible. Which then... I can't talk, sorry. Apparently, I don't know how to talk. I never know how to talk. Yes. So, once I hit that 100 subscriber point, I will set up the thread with a prompt question of some sort. I'm not sure what yet. And we will get that prize given away, which will consist of a bag similar to my sheepy bag. It could be a different print, but... And then a skein of yarn, also dyed by me. So you will get to enjoy some of my crafty goodness, I guess. All right, so that's it for admin stuff. And I got very rambly with that. I'm sorry. Moving on to finished objects, which technically there are 2, but I only have 1 to show you. Last week I believe I showed you the speckled space socks that I was making for my employer, Chelsea. Well, those are in her sweet little hands at this point. Oh, excuse me, goodness. On our last work together day, which we get together about once a week and package our products to send off to Amazon. Connor, you need to keep your voice quiet. No weird noises, okay? Okay? Give me a thumbs up if you understand. All right. So anyway, last Friday we had our Christmas work party. We went out to lunch. Anyway, it was fun. Every party or every day we get together pretty much is a party because we all enjoy working together. So we just had the added perk of going out to lunch. But anyway, so I gave away what gifts I could at that point, which were to my employer and then one other coworker. So, and you never saw the item I made for my other coworker because I made it many years ago and never used it. And it was exactly what she wanted, so I gave it to her, which was a knitted headband with a little bit of a ruffly edge and a crocheted flower attached to one side. And it had a little cute little button and loop on the back, so it was kind of adjustable. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, that is one finished object. And I forgot the sock blockers. Darn it. Anyway, I finished my husband's pair of socks. So I decided he's getting short socks because time was running out and Christmas is less than a week away at this point. So here is Brian's sock. Proof of finished socks here's the second one. Ends are woven in and everything. Hoy vey, these were the longest pair of socks I've ever made. You guys, this yarn, I love it, but I'm pretty sure it's lace weight, not fingering weight. Because I swear this was the thinnest stuff. It took forever to get through this foot. And this is smaller than the set of socks that I made for my son James because my husband's foot is a good ½ inch shorter than my son's. So anyway, so this yarn is Jorstad Creek yarn. I cannot remember the colorway. And it's 100% wool. There is no nylon in it. So I used contrasting toe and heel. My standard these days is the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I love. It's so easy to do. So those are done. Ready for the stocking, which is already kind of full. Anyway, might just be a little box under the tree at this point. Because I already have one box sitting up on top our our stocking holder thing that I made. So maybe I will take a picture of that and insert it in here. Because our stockings are stuffed. We don't stuff our stockings Christmas Eve. We stuff them when the gifts are wrapped. So, because we wrap what we put in the stockings. I never did stockings as a kid. My family didn't do that. But my husband's family did. But they always wrapped their, they always wrapped the gifts that were inside the stockings. So that's what we do. Because that's what my husband said we needed to do. So we did it. Anyway. These are done. Yay! I feel like there's a light at the end of the gift knitting tunnel. It's about time. It's really about time. I'm so over gift knitting. Over it. I need to start sooner next year if I'm going to do it at all. So, sorry, I'm a little warm. There's a fire back there. Can you see? I'm sure you can see. Woo! Anyway. And then I guess moving on to works in progress, of which there are only 2 this week, you guys. So, let me get this out here. So, as you know, I am working on my husband's Donegal sweater, which is by Moira Engel. And I have been, like, as Katie from Inside Number 23 says, a monogamous. I don't know if you've heard her say that yet, but it's kind of a new thing she started this past fall. She's a monogamous. Apparently, I'm a monogamous this week as well. And, so I've been working on sleeves, which I'm going to go like this. You can see my little hamburger progress keeper here. That is where I was last week on Tuesday when I did my podcast. I have 2 sleeves very nearly ready for shoulder shaping. So I tried these on my husband last night, and one of them, and it said it was time for shoulder shaping according to the measurements, but the measurements that the pattern gives. But I tried it on my husband, and the inside did not quite reach his armpit, and I was like, I would rather his sleeves be a little too long than a little too short, so I'm going to do about another inch before I start the shoulders. This little white stitch marker there is where I needed to go 2 inches from. As you can see, it's about 3 inches from that point. I want to do 4 inches total from that point. So, got a little bit more to do, which I will probably get that part done today and then move on to the shoulder shaping. Hopefully, if there is enough time in my day, which you never know, I will get the sleeves done today. Yeah, I can talk. All right. So anyway, the sleeves and the 2 skeins of yarn are living in my my bag. As you can see, my little tag is right there. My Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them bag with the contrasting Dark Lord fabric, which I love. I don't obviously have the front and back pieces in here because there's no way they would fit along with these 2 pretty large sleeves at this point. So the front and back pieces are just, they're laying on my twin bed that I have upstairs in my workroom. So that's where they are at the moment. And I am trying to move Mr. Hamburger at this point, which is always kind of a tricky process, not progress. It's a progress keeper. It's very hard to get that little lobster claw while holding the hamburger. It's very awkward, you guys. That's all I'm saying. It's cute, but it's awkward. And he's on. There we go. Moved Mr. Hamburger up. So next week, I am hoping, because I'm hoping to have this sweater done by December 23rd, which is 4 days from now. But seriously, I only have to finish the sleeves, seam the top and back, or seam the shoulders and the sides and the sleeves together, and then put the shawl collar in. That should only take me until December 23rd. Oh my gosh. Why do I do this to myself? Anyway, I told my husband I wanted this done by Christmas so that he could wear it for Christmas, and I'm trying to keep that promise, and he's like, why? And I'm like, because I have to. I told you I would, so I have to. That kind of thing, you know. Anyway, so I did, like I said, I worked also on my socks that I gave my boss, so that was worked on this week. But instead of, if you've seen the speckled space socks, sorry, excuse me, I have an itch. If you've seen the speckled space socks, they have the little V-shaped section that is textured. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. You should go look it up and make it. It's super easy. And at some point I'm going to make a pair for myself because I like them that much. But I decided I was only doing one pattern repeat of that V-shaped section on the section above the ankle. So I was like, that's all I can put into this. I am done gift knitting. I was going to do at least 2, maybe 3 repeats of the pattern. Didn't happen. I'm like, nope. And they go a good 3 inches above the ankle anyway with the cuff on it, so it's fine. It's a good sock. It's not a super tall sock, but it's a good sock. And speaking of socks, I did work a teensy bit on my Freckled Whimsy hot cocoa socks. Peppermint hot chocolate socks. That's what they're called. Peppermint hot chocolate is the yarn. So, not much. Because I've been a monogamous, but not much. So you can see my little little stitch marker progress keeper there. It's a hot chocolate cup. I've shown that before, but as you can see, I made it, not even an inch probably, but I had to have some selfish knitting time at one point in the week. So I did a little bit, and you can definitely tell my stripes are very off, and I'm going to just have to be okay with that because I'm not undoing it at this point. It is what it is. I am knitting these on size 1 needles. These are from Knit Picks. I can't say I'm very fond of them. The join, not so great, but it's nice to have an inexpensive pair of needles to cast on another pair of socks when I want to. So I wove in all the ends on my toes because they were starting to drive me nuts. So that did happen this week too, because last week when I showed you, it was a big jumbly mess of yarn. So, and my toes are knit in Cascade Heritage Sock in this light brown colorway. I don't know if it's got a colorway name or not. I don't really care. It's just light brown. And that's it, you guys. That's all my knitting this week. It's been very much about those sleeves, getting those done. So I'm so glad to be so close to done with all the gift knitting. There is a couple more items that will be Happy New Year gifts. The hat for my coworker, Diana, that I started and showed a couple weeks ago. I haven't made any progress on that because I've been more focused on the sweater for my husband. And I will be making for my sister who works with me a pair of fingerless gloves, but those should work up fairly quickly. And maybe if I get the sleeves and sweater done quickly enough, I will get those done for Christmas Eve at my parents' house. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. And that is all my works in progress, you guys. I have a very small, well, not very small, kind of small, my brain, you guys, I swear. Acquisitions. That's the word I'm looking for. It feels like words escape me way too easily. If you haven't noticed that yet, they definitely escape me way too easily. So, a couple weeks ago, I haven't showed this, but it's been in my greedy little hands for a little bit. I just forgot to show it last week. I picked up another skein of yarn from Jessica Ruth Knits D-Stash. And it was way at the bottom of the page. If you happen to be on her D-Stash page on Instagram and you scroll all the way to the bottom of her pictures, if it's something that's not selling quickly enough, she will discount the price down to $10 plus $3 for shipping. So I paid $13 for this skein of, it's called Eternity Ranch is the brand. And the colorway is Tie-Dye Zombie. And you guys, this is an MCN. Merino Cashmere Nylon. It's crazy bright, which makes me happy. It's super soft. Oh my gosh, which makes me happy. Oh, I can't wait to make this into socks. And it says 235 yards. To me, I think it was mismarked. This is definitely fingering weight yarn. So I'm assuming there's about 400 something yards there. Because it's a standard size skein of yarn. So, pretty sure there is a lot more than 235 yards. So, anyway, apparently this is a Halloween 2015 colorway. That's what the little thing says there. So this is Eternity Ranch. I don't know. There is an Instagram / Facebook listing for this dyer. But anyway. Fun socks coming up at some point. Because I have lots of fun socks coming up at some point. But those will be soft fun socks coming up at some point. And then the other thing that came in. And my husband kind of was like, that's a lot of yarn. And I'm like, it's only a couple dollars a ball. So don't worry about it. I got some knit picks. Stroll. A whole bunch of it. You can see there's quite a variety of color in here. And it's for heels and toes and cuffs. Contrast colors for socks. Because I did not have a lot of solid color type yarns. I had lots of beautiful indie dyed yarn, but I wanted some solid colors for contrast on those socks that I plan on making in 2018. I plan on making like at least one pair a month for myself in 2018. I may participate in Kristen of Yarngasm's podcast, Box of Socks Cal, if she's doing it again in 2018. That would be fun. I do seriously intend at least one pair for myself per month. So, and since this is probably my last podcast for 2017, I guess I'm going to talk a little bit about my goals for 2018. Like I said, lots of socks. Lots and lots of socks. At least one pair a month. Plus, I know I will be making some for my family as well. And a couple close friends. So, probably around 2 pairs of socks per month is my goal for 2018. And then I want to knit 4 sweaters for myself in 2018. So, and possibly another one for my husband. This year, or this coming year, I will get started much sooner on the husband sweater, since I have such a difficult time gift knitting for him, apparently, even though he is the love of my life, and I do truly think he's the most knit-worthy person. You know, I'm just not a gift knitter kind of person. My son is over there being kind of goofy. Sorry. So, yeah. I can't believe I'm about 20 minutes in and I'm just about done. It's going to be a short one today, you guys. Like I said. So, I guess I can move on to a little bit of life stuff. Since my goals were pretty succinct there. Life stuff. This week was not terribly eventful. Yeah, my life has been all about getting those sleeves done for Brian's sweater. Oh my gosh. I went to work on Friday. The boys had their last week of school. This is all stuff I've gone over already. Yeah, I did a lot of cookie baking this past Saturday and Sunday. My husband wanted cookies for an exchange they were doing at work yesterday. So he asked me if I would mind making cookies because he is not a baker or cook of any type except for breakfast food consisting of the occasional bowl of cream of wheat and eggs and sausage. That's about the extent of my husband's cooking skills. But a little off track there. He asked me to bake the cookies. I said, sure, I would like to make cookies because I've kind of been craving chocolate chip cookies anyway. And I'm kind of off plan this past month or so. I'm like, I got to get through Christmas and get back on my food plan after Christmas, New Year time. I know that's kind of a traditional time to be on a healthy eating plan, but that's where I started last year, and it'll happen again this year. I will get back on plan, and I have gained a couple pounds, unfortunately, but not so much that I can't wear any of the clothes I've been wearing the last several months anyway. So there's that. I'm doing okay. Yeah. Anything else? You want to come say hi, Connor?
Hi.
You want to come on camera and say hi?
Hi.
He's been watching me this whole time being kind of silly. Mwah. Oh, are you going to come say hi too, Bella? She's right under the tripod right now. Hello, you goofy dog. Do not bump the tripod. Silly Bella. Come here, Bella. Come here, Bella. Come say hi. Come on. Come on. Say hi. You see her little nose down there? Hi, Bella. Hi, Bella. Hello, Bella. You want up? Come on. Up. Come on, Bella. Up. I know, I don't normally do that, but up. You saw her for just a moment. So, I guess that's where I'm going to call it a day. Oh, yes. Lego Advent Calendar has been a big hit in this house. Yes. It's over there. He's showing you. All right, Connor, say goodbye.
Bye.
All right, so I am going to shut it down here. I can't believe this went so very quickly, but hey, it'll make for a faster upload. So I just want to say Merry Christmas to you and your families. I hope you got all your Christmas knitting done in time. And Happy New Year. I will see you sometime in January. And happy knitting.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you blue. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song. Very merry. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We'll snuggle up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take the road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's